gentlemen, I am about to expose my secret. How many times have I been asked where I get my fancy shirts? Right here. We're going to head in and say hi to Mario, my buddy, who makes me look so good. Hey friends, Mark here with a buddy of mine, Mario, who has been dressing me and making me look great for the last 10 years or so. Mario, the name of the store is Mario Uomo, and the irony is it's Italian and yet you are Lebanese. So tell me how it is that you came up with this name.
So I can't take credit for it. My father opened up the store about 22 years ago. It's honestly as simple as me being the oldest in my entire family and me having an Italian name, and we sell Italian clothes, and it just kind of made perfect sense at the time, and I've stuck with it.
Beautiful. Now I know for you that this is a brand new location. For many, many years you were over at that kind of odd, quirky location of Bank and Riverside.
That's right.
What brought you here to Westboro?
Well, we used to own the building on Bank and Riverside, so I always had sort of a sense of attachment to it. It's a family building. I grew up in there, basically, learned a lot of lessons in there. But then we sold the building a little bit before the pandemic hit, and once the lockdown started, I had to reevaluate my situation. I had to find a place that was suitable for me, not just financially, but mentally. I picked Westboro because it's just a vibrant, fun place to be in.
Everybody wants to be in Westboro,
yeah.
right?
And I didn't know I was one of them until I came here. Funny enough, I never used to spend much time here before. Came here once to see the store. I fell in love with it, to be honest, even before we turned it into what it is.
Now, how has this community, because it is a tight community, how have they welcomed you?
As if I've been here forever.
Fabulous.
The nicest compliment that I ever get from people here is when they say two things. One, I'm so glad that you moved here. We've been waiting for somebody like you. And two, you're not expensive enough.
Rarely in the clothing business do you hear that.
And I'm happy to stay at the level I'm at.
You know, what's interesting is I remember the day that I was in the store seeing you and we were talking about a move and how I applauded you that sort of pivoting away from what is known to what is unknown. I encouraged you to do that.
Oh yeah, I remember.
And I'm excited for you. And you were just mentioning to me earlier that last year was your best year ever. So how exciting is that?
After not knowing what to expect, it was the greatest outcome I could think of. Honestly, it was just a mixture of having the best clients I could ever ask for who came and supported me no matter where I would move to. And it's not something I wanted to take for granted at all, and I didn't want to expect it, but it was just a nice realization that everybody did come and support me.
Well, we're very different businesses, and yet we are very similar in that it is a relationship business. I have known your dad for many, many years. I bought a lot of clothing from your dad, and then you evolved into the business organically, and you've been looking after me ever since. Yeah. And it is relationship based, which is beautiful.
You're one of the few that never made me feel like I was too young to sell you a suit when I first started.
Well, and Thomas, my son, was the first employee of this company ever. A non-Lebanese boy, non-Italian, non-Lebanese boy. He broke molds, he broke everything. I love it. You're a business owner. Being a business owner, especially a small business owner in a community where COVID has had an incredible impact on so many. What is it that you know today that you wish you knew then?
So I think I kind of knew the two things I'm going to mention back then, but it didn't hit home until the lockdowns, when I had no job, and until I moved here and saw how we flourish in this new community.
Right.
The two things being, one, I'm really, really happy that I have the clients that I have. And I always knew that I love my clients and they love me, but I didn't fully grasp that until I was away from them. and yet they made
a
me
level
feel
of
like,
a true appreciation.
oh yeah, the amount of people that reached out while we were on lockdown to buy gift cards, literally just to check in sometimes. People want to do virtual consultations, like literally anything just to keep me busy. And I couldn't thank them enough because it was just the act of them thinking of me it's not that I didn't expect it, I just didn't know how much they cared about me like I care about them. And it was super nice to see. And the other thing that I really, really learned this past year was that money is not everything. and I'm thankful I had an amazing year since we moved here, but it didn't change, I guess, the way I view this business.
It's interesting because having largely watched you grow up in this business, you're now a dad. And to hear a young man who I see still as a young man say something like money isn't everything, you now want to go home and spend time with your daughter.
Oh, yeah.
And how beautiful is that to be able to do that, which I was not able to do that. And you know, hats off to you, as we say in French, chapeau,
Yeah.
for being able to take that time to go and do that.
Well, the advantage I had is that I saw my father go through the same thing, working 9 to 9, and we love him for it, but obviously didn't get to spend as much time with us as he would have liked to. But I also grew up in this business around guys like you, who would always and you would always teach me, like, working is not everything.
We've had many of those conversations, haven't we?
And having a wife and a kid at home is, obviously, it's needless to say, it's everything to me. And I work for them, but I don't want to work to the point where I don't see them, right?
Yeah.
So I'm trying to find that balance.
And it's hard. It's a tricky walk to walk on that tightrope of okay. But good for you. If you had your best year ever, and tell me a little bit about what you were just saying to me about you sitting down with your wife and you're looking at your statement of account, if you will, and she commented on, but are you happy? It's finding that, right?
I thought I would be happier. And I'm not saying I'm not happy. I'm very happy.
Of course.
It's just it didn't make me that much more happy to make whatever you make at the end of the year, right? If it takes me away from my family and my friends and my personal life, then is it really worth it? To each their own. Everybody has their own view on that. I was just happy I realized it soon enough, I guess.
I've always felt you've been wise beyond your years, and this is a testament to your wisdom as a young man to be able to have that kind of perspective. I can tell you that it has always been an honor to spend my money here, to shop here, to get looked after here. Mario will often, what I will do is send him a message saying, hey, I'm coming in, I don't have a lot of time. He knows exactly what I like, and he'll put stuff out. He knows what my sizes are, and that's not something that you can buy. That is almost irreplaceable today. So thank you, Mario. I'm very grateful.
Thank you.